The defense cannons finally stopped firing. Tay stood on the command bridge and watched the last enemy ship explode into pieces. His armor was covered in dust and burn marks. He had been fighting for 16 hours without rest around him. The Talisian officers cheered. They hugged each other and celebrated the victory. Tay allowed himself a small smile. Another battle won. Another day, the Talos Prime would see the sun rise safely. "Commander Tay, the raiders are retreating," said Day, his second in command. Day was human like him. They had served together for 5 years. "The civilian sectors are secure." Tay nodded. "Good. Get me the damage reports." He looked out at the planet below. Talos Prime was beautiful. Blue oceans and green continents covered most of its surface. Millions of Talisians lived there. Families, children, old people. All of them were safe tonight because of the defense fleet. Because of him. Princess Hana entered the bridge. She was tall and elegant, with the silver markings of Talisian royalty on her face. She commanded the coalition defense fleet. Tay had served under her for 8 years. "Well done, Commander," Hana said. Her voice was formal and cold. "Your tactics saved many lives today." "Just doing my job, Princess," Tay replied. He noticed she did not look at him directly. She had not looked at him properly in weeks. The celebration continued around them. Talisian soldiers drank and laughed. But Tay saw how they looked at him and the other humans. The looks were different now. Suspicious, unfriendly. It had not always been this way. Tay remembered when he first came to Talos. He was a mercenary then, just looking for work after the border wars ended. The Talisians needed soldiers. They needed people who knew how to fight. They paid well. Tay had planned to stay for 1 year, maybe 2. Then he would move on to the next job. But something changed. He started to care about these people. He made friends among the Talisian soldiers. He learned their language. He studied their culture. He protected their homes like they were his own. And he fell in love with their princess, though he never told her. Some things were better left unsaid. Now, 8 years later, everything felt wrong. "There will be a ceremony tomorrow," Hana said. "You will receive the Star of Talos for your service. The council has approved it." "Thank you, Princess," Tay said. Hana left without another word. Tay watched her go. Something was broken between them. He did not know what or why. Later that night, Tay met with his friend Sung in a quiet bar. Sung was human too, but he worked as a diplomat. He understood politics better than Tay. "You need to be careful," Sung said quietly. He looked around to make sure no one was listening. "There is talk in the council. Bad talk about humans." "What kind of talk?" Tay asked. "They say humans have too much power in the military. They say you are too close to the princess. Some nobles think Talos should stand on its own without human help." Tay drank his water slowly. "We have bled for Talos. We have died for Talos. 37 humans gave their lives in the last 3 years defending this planet." "I know," Sung said sadly. "But politics does not care about sacrifice. War Minister Yul is leading the opposition. He wants all humans removed from military positions." "Does Hana know about this?" "She knows. But she is under pressure. The council can remove her from command if she does not cooperate." Tay was quiet for a long time. Finally he said, "I see." The next day, the ceremony was cold and formal. Tay received his medal in front of hundreds of Talisian officers. They clapped politely. There was no warmth in their applause. Only one Talisian noble stood and cheered loudly. Her name was Rena. She had always supported the human soldiers. "You are a hero, Commander Tay," she called out. "A true guardian of Talos." But Yul, the war minister, sat with his arms crossed. His face showed disgust. When Tay walked past him, Yul whispered just loud enough to hear, outsider. That night, Tay stood alone in his quarters. He held the medal in his hand. It was heavy, beautiful. It meant nothing. He looked at his armor hanging on the wall. He had worn it in 53 battles. It had saved his life many times. But it was not really his armor. It belonged to the Talisian Royal Guard. Everything he had here belonged to someone else. Tay realized the truth then. He could serve for 50 more years. He could win 100 more battles. He could die for these people, and he would still be an outsider. The thought made him tired. More tired than any battle ever had. Somewhere in the command center, alarms were already being tested for the next attack. Somewhere, Hana was making plans without asking his opinion. Somewhere, politicians were deciding his future. Tay put the medal in a drawer. He did not look at it again. Tomorrow, he would report for duty. Tomorrow, he would defend Talis again. Tomorrow, he would be the guardian they needed. But something had changed inside him. A small crack had formed. And cracks, once started, only grow larger. 3 weeks passed after the ceremony. The political situation grew worse each day. Tay heard the rumors. He saw the angry looks. Human soldiers were being removed from important positions one by one. Day came to him with news every morning. They replaced Lieutenant Mina in medical command. They gave her position to a Talisian who was half her experience. I know, Tay said. They shut down Wu's engineering project. The one that would have improved shield efficiency by 40%. I know. Tay, they are pushing us out. We should leave before they throw us out. Tay looked at his friend. We made a commitment. We stay until they release us. But he knew Day was right. The end was coming. The council met in emergency session. Yul stood before all the nobles and military leaders. His voice was loud and angry. Human influence has corrupted our military. We have become dependent on outsiders. This is shameful. Many nobles nodded. They agreed with him. The humans came here as mercenaries, Yul continued. We paid them. They did their job. But now they act like they own our military. They hold important positions. They make decisions that should be made by Talisians. Rena stood up. The humans have earned those positions. Commander Tay has saved this planet 6 times. His strategies are brilliant. His loyalty is unquestionable. Loyalty? Yul laughed. They are paid soldiers. They are loyal to money, not to Talis. That is not fair, Rena said. It is the truth, Yul said. And the people of Talis agree with me. We want our military back. We want our planet back. It is time for the humans to go. The vote was close. But Yul won. The council ordered the removal of all humans from command positions. They would be allowed to serve as regular soldiers only. No leadership. No strategy. No authority. Princess Hana had to enforce the order. She had no choice. She called Tay to her private office that evening. The room was beautiful, with windows looking out at the planet. Tay had been here many times before, but tonight it felt different. You asked to see me, Princess? Tay said formally. Hana stood by the window. She did not turn around. The council has made a decision. You and all human personnel are being reassigned. I heard about the vote. It is not personal, Tay. It feels personal. Hana finally turned to face him. Her expression was hard. You need to understand something. This is politics. This is bigger than you or me. I understand politics, Hana. What I do not understand is silence. You said nothing during the vote. You did not defend us. You did not defend me. I could not, Hana said. Her voice was sharp now. If I had spoken for you, they would have removed me from command. Then we both would have lost. So you sacrificed us to keep your position? I sacrificed nothing. You are still here. You can still serve. Tay stepped closer. As what? As soldiers with no voice? After everything we have done? Hannah's face became cold. She had been holding something inside for weeks. Now it came out. You seem to forget your place, Commander. You were hired. You are a mercenary. We pay you to fight. That is all. The words hit Tay like a physical blow. But Hannah continued. You were always just a tool. A weapon we hired. Do not mistake duty for belonging. You are not one of us, and you never will be. Perhaps it is time you remembered your place. The room became very quiet. Tay stared at her. 8 years. 8 years of service. Of sacrifice. Of caring. Reduced to this. I see, Tay said softly. He reached up and began removing his armor. First the shoulder plates. Then the chest piece. Each part had been fitted specially for him. Each part had saved his life in battle. What are you doing? Hannah asked. Tay did not answer. He placed each piece of armor carefully on her desk. Then he removed his rank insignia. The pins that showed he was a commander. The medals. The Star of Talus she had given him just weeks ago. He placed them all on the desk. Tay, stop, Hannah said. Something in her voice had changed. Fear, maybe. Or regret. But Tay was done listening. He took off the last piece. The badge that showed he belonged to the Talisian Royal Guard. He put it with the rest. He stood before her, now in just his simple uniform. No armor. No rank. No symbols of honor. You are right, Princess, Tay said. His voice was calm. Too calm. I forgot my place. I thought I belonged here. I thought I was defending a home. But you are correct. I am just a hired weapon. And weapons can be put down when they are no longer needed. I did not mean, Hannah started. Yes, you did, Tay interrupted. You meant every word. And that is fine. You have released me from service. I thank you for these 8 years. They taught me an important lesson. He turned and walked toward the door. Where are you going? Hannah demanded. Tay stopped at the doorway. He looked back one last time. Home, wherever that is. It is not here. You cannot just leave. You have a contract. Read the contract, Princess. Section 12. If I am reassigned below my rank or if my honor is questioned, I can terminate immediately. You have done both. He walked through the door. Hannah called after him, but he did not stop. He did not look back. Behind him, on her desk, his armor reflected the light from the planet outside. The planet he would never fight for again. Guards in the hallway stared as Tay walked past. They saw him without his armor. Word would spread quickly. By morning, everyone would know. The commander had walked away. Tay went to his quarters and began packing. He did not owe much. Most of what he had belonged to the military. He took only his personal items, pictures, letters, small things that reminded him of Earth. Day appeared at his door. I heard what happened. Tell everyone, Tay said. All human personnel. You are released from service effective immediately. Anyone who wants to stay can stay. Anyone who wants to leave should prepare. We depart in 3 days. Day smiled sadly. We follow you, Tay. Where you go, we go. This is not your fight, Day. Yes, it is. We are human. We stand together. Tay nodded. He was too tired to argue. Too tired to feel anything except emptiness. He looked out his window one last time at Talus, Prime. The planet glowed blue and green in the darkness of space. Beautiful. Ungrateful. Not his home. Never his home. The news spread through the station like fire. Commander Tay had resigned. He was leaving Talus, and he was not leaving alone. Over the next 2 days, 327 humans submitted their resignations, soldiers, engineers, medical staff, teachers, advisors. All of them had served Talus faithfully. Now all of them were leaving. The Talisian military leaders called emergency meetings. They had not expected this. They thought humans would accept their reduced positions. They thought humans needed Talus more than Talus needed them. They were wrong. Wu, the chief engineer, shut down his projects. He had designed 40% of the station's defensive systems. He had upgraded the shield generators. He had improved the weapons targeting. All of his work required his knowledge to maintain. You cannot leave, a Talisian officer told him. The systems will fail without you. Wu looked at him calmly. I wrote instruction manuals for everything. They are in the computer. You can figure it out. But we need training. We need time. You should have thought of that before you decided you did not need us, Wu said. He packed his tools and left. Mina, the medical director, trained her replacement in 2 days. The Talisian doctor was smart but inexperienced. There was so much he did not know. Techniques that Mina had learned in human medical school. Procedures that save lives. Please stay, the doctor begged. I am not ready for this responsibility. You will learn, Mina said kindly. We all learn by doing. Good luck. She left with her medical team. 15 doctors and nurses. All human. All leaving. In the training facilities. Combat instructors resigned. Talisians had learned human fighting techniques. Human tactics. Human strategies. Now those teachers were leaving. New instructors would have to start over. The younger Talisian soldiers were upset. Many of them had trained under humans. They respected their teachers. They considered them friends. A young soldier named Na came to find Tay. Na was only 20 years old. He had joined the military 3 years ago. Tay had trained him personally. Commander, please do not go, Na said. His voice was desperate. You are the best leader I have ever known. You taught me everything. Tay was packing his belongings. He stopped and looked at the young soldier. Na, you are a good soldier. You will have a good career. Not without you. Not without proper leadership. There are other leaders. Not like you, Na said. You care about us. The others just care about politics and power. You actually protect people. Tay put his hand on Na's shoulder. Listen to me. You have to protect your own people now. That is how it should be. Talus should not need humans to defend it. But we do need you. The politicians are fools. They do not understand what you have done for us. What you mean to us. Sometimes people only understand value after it is gone, Tay said. Maybe this will teach them. Or maybe we will all die learning that lesson, Na said, bitterly. Tay had no answer for that. It might be true. In the council chambers, Yo was celebrating. This is a great day for Talus. We have removed foreign influence from our military. We are independent again. But not everyone was celebrating. Rena stood and spoke against him. You fool! You have driven away our strongest defenders. Tay was not just a soldier. He was a guardian. And you treated him like garbage. He was paid well for his service, Yul said. Some things cannot be bought, Rena replied. Loyalty, dedication, love for a cause. Tay had all of these. And you threw them away. We are stronger without humans, Yul insisted. We will see, Rena said darkly. We will see very soon. Princess Hana stayed in her office. She did not attend the council meetings. She stood by her window and watched the human ships preparing to depart. Transport vessels, supply ships, personal craft, all of them being loaded with people and equipment. Her assistant came to the door. Princess, perhaps you should speak with Commander Tay. Perhaps there is still time to... No, Hana said. It is done. But her voice shook when she said it. She had not slept in 2 days. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Tay's face. She heard her own cruel words. You were always just a tool. A weapon we hired. She had said those things to protect herself. To protect her position. To show the council she was not weak. But the words had destroyed something precious. Something she had not realized she valued until it was gone. Now it was too late. On the 3rd day, the humans gathered at the departure bay. 327 people. Some had lived on Talos for 10 years. Some had married Talisian partners. Some had children born on Talos Prime. But they were all leaving. Tay stood at the front. He wore simple civilian clothes now. No armor, no uniform. Just a man preparing to go home. Except he had no home. Not anymore. They stood beside him. Ships are ready. All personnel accounted for. We can depart when you give the order. Tay nodded. He looked around the bay one last time. He had walked these halls for 8 years. He knew every corridor, every room, every system. This had been his life. A few Talisian soldiers came to say goodbye. Now was there. Some others who had trained with humans. They looked sad, ashamed. Remember what I taught you, Tay told them. Protect the innocent. Fight with honor. Never stop learning. Na saluted him. Tears ran down his face. We will never forget you, Commander. Tay returned the salute. Then he turned to his people. Time to go. They walked to the ships together. 327 humans leaving Talos forever. The station felt emptier with each person who left. Quieter. Colder. From her office window, Hana watched the ships depart. One by one they pulled away from the station. Their engines glowed bright against the darkness of space. Tay's ship was the last to leave. It was a simple transport vessel. Nothing special. But to Hana, it carried away everything she had lost. She pressed her hand against the window. I am sorry, she whispered. But Tay could not hear her. And even if he could, it would not matter. The ships jumped to faster than light speed. In seconds, they were gone. The station felt different now. Wrong. Like something vital had been removed. Systems still worked. Life continued. But everyone could feel the absence. The humans were gone, and Talos was alone. 14 days after the humans left, the alarm started screaming. Princess Hana ran to the command bridge. Officers were shouting. Screens showed incoming ships. Lots of ships. More than she had ever seen in one attack. Report, Hana commanded. Enemy fleet approaching from the northern sector, an officer said. His voice shook with fear. We count 237 vessels. Battleships, carriers, destroyers. 200? Hana could not believe it. The largest attack they had ever faced was 40 ships. Who are they? The warlord Jin, Princess. He has unified the raider clans. They are all coming together. Hana felt ice in her stomach. Jin was the most dangerous enemy in the sector. Tay had fought him many times. Tay had kept him away. Tay was gone now. Prepare all defenses, Hana ordered. Launch our fleet. Get every ship into position. The Talisian fleet moved out. 112 ships. It was a good fleet. Well-trained. Well-armed. But they were facing more than twice their number. The battle began. Badly. Jin's forces used tactics the Talisians had never seen before. They moved in patterns that confused the defenders. They struck at weak points. Within an hour, 15 Talisian ships were destroyed. We need to fall back and regroup, Yul said. He was on the bridge now, looking pale and frightened. We cannot fall back, Hana said. If we retreat, they will reach the planet. Millions will die. Then what do we do? Hana realized she did not know. Tay would have known. Tay always had a strategy. He could read enemy movements like a language. He could predict what they would do next, but Tay was not here. Use defensive formation Tay 7, Hana ordered. It was one of the strategies Tay had created. The officers looked confused. Princess, we do not know that formation. Commander Tay never taught it to us. It was human-level strategy. What do you mean? Tay and the other humans knew advanced tactics. They tried to teach us, but we did not finish the training. The council said we did not need human methods. Hana wanted to scream. Then use standard defensive positions. They tried. It was not enough. Jin's forces were too strong, too organized, too prepared. By the end of the second hour, 30 Talisian ships were gone. The station shields were failing. Damage reports came from every sector. In the engineering section, systems were breaking down. Wu had maintained everything. He had understood how all the pieces worked together. The new engineers tried their best, but they did not have his knowledge. A shield generator exploded. Then another. The station shook with each blast. In medical, the situation was desperate. Hundreds of wounded soldiers needed help. The Talisian doctors worked hard, but they were overwhelmed. Minas' team could have handled this. They had practiced emergency procedures 1,000 times, but Mina was gone. Laya, the intelligence officer, came to the bridge with urgent news. Princess, I discovered something. Jin has been planning this attack for months. He was waiting for something. Waiting for what? For the humans to leave. My sources say Jin has spies in our council. They told him about the political situation. Jin knew that once the humans left, we would be vulnerable. He has been gathering forces this whole time. Hana felt sick. This is our fault. We drove away our defenders, and our enemies knew it. Yes, Princess. Y'all overheard this. His face turned red with shame and anger. This cannot be happening. We are Talis. We are strong. We were strong when humans fought beside us, Rina said. She had come to the bridge too. Now we are weak and alone. Another explosion rocked the station. More ships were lost. The enemy was getting closer to the planet. On the planet's surface, people were panicking. They could see the battle in the sky. They could see their fleet losing. Mothers held their children. Old people prayed. Everyone was afraid. Na was in the battle, piloting a fighter craft. He was a good pilot. Tay had taught him well. But he was not good enough for this fight. His ship was hit. Systems failed. He was spinning out of control. This is Fighter 7-3. I am hit. Na called on the radio. I need support. No support came. Everyone was fighting their own battles. Everyone was losing. Na thought about Tay. You were right, Commander, he whispered. We needed you. We still need you. His ship crashed into the side of a destroyed carrier. The impact was massive. Na barely survived. His craft was dead in space. All he could do was watch the battle continue without him. On the bridge, Hana made a decision she did not want to make. Send a distress call. To everyone. Any allies. Any friends. Anyone who will help us. Should we contact the humans? An officer asked quietly. Everyone looked at Hana. The bridge became silent. Hana remembered her words to Tay. Cruel words. Words that had driven him away. She had called him a tool. A weapon. She had said he did not belong. Could she call him now? Could she ask for help after what she had said? Princess, the enemy is breaking through our lines, an officer reported. They will reach the planet within 3 hours. 3 hours. That was all the time they had left. 3 hours until Jin's forces would invade Talis Prime. Until millions would die. Hana closed her eyes. She thought about her people. The children who would not see tomorrow. The families who would be destroyed. Her pride did not matter. Her shame did not matter, only they mattered. Send the distress call to the human fleet, Hana said softly. All frequencies. Emergency priority. The officer sent the message. It went out into space, traveling at light speed. Searching for the humans who had left 14 days ago. Would they receive it? Would they care? Would they come back after everything that had happened? Hana did not know. But it was their only hope. Another explosion shook the station. The lights flickered. Somewhere, people were screaming. The enemy was winning. Talos was falling. And all Hana could do was wait. Wait and hope that the people she had betrayed would be better than she had been. Hope that they would save those who had cast them aside. Hope that humans were more merciful than she deserved. The human ships were 3 days away from Talos when the distress call arrived. Tay was in his quarters, staring at nothing. Trying not to think about what he had left behind, Tay knocked on his door. Tay, you need to hear this. He played the message. Princess Hana's voice came through the speakers. She sounded desperate, afraid. This is Princess Hana of Talos Prime. We are under massive attack. Enemy forces outnumber us 2-1. Our defenses are failing. We need immediate assistance. Please, if anyone can hear this, we need help. Our people are dying. The message repeated. Over and over. Tay listened in silence. Around him, other humans had gathered. They had all heard the distress call. They all knew what it meant. They are getting what they deserved, someone said bitterly. They threw us away. Now they want us back? No, my wife is on that planet, another human said quietly. She is Talisian. We have 2 children there. My friends are there, Mina said. People I trained. People I cared about. Wu shook his head. The politicians did this. Not the people. Ordinary Talisians never wanted us to leave. Tay kept listening to the message. He heard the fear in Hana's voice. He knew that fear. He had heard it before in battle. It was the sound of someone facing death. What do we do? They asked. It is your choice, Tay. We follow you. Everyone looked at him. 327 people waiting for his decision. Tay thought about the cruel words Hana had said. You were always just a tool. A weapon we hired. You are not one of us. Those words had hurt. They still hurt. Part of him wanted revenge. Wanted Talos to suffer as he had suffered. Wanted them to understand what they had lost. But then he thought about Nay, about the young soldiers he had trained, about the families on Talos Prime who had done nothing wrong, about children who would die because of politicians' mistakes. He thought about what it meant to be human. To be better than the worst treatment you receive. To protect the weak, even when the powerful have wronged you. We do not fight for those who appreciate us, Tay said slowly. We fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. We fight because it is right, not because we are owed something. You want to go back? Someone asked in disbelief. I want to save innocent lives, Tay said. What Hana said to me was wrong. What the council did was wrong. But the people of Talos do not deserve to die for those mistakes. Tay smiled. I was hoping you would say that. We go back, Tay said. But not as servants. Not as tools. We go back as equals. And when this is over, things will be different. The humans prepared quickly. They changed course back toward Talos. Their ships were not military vessels. But they had weapons. They had determination. And they had Tay. During the journey, Tay planned. He studied the distress call details. He analyzed the enemy's tactics. He saw what Jin was doing wrong. He found weaknesses. By the time they reached Talos, he knew exactly what to do. The battle was almost over when the human ships arrived. Talos had only 30 ships left. The station was burning. Jin's forces were preparing to invade the planet. Then the sensors detected new ships. Human ships. Princess, we have incoming vessels, an officer reported. He sounded confused. It is the human fleet. All of them. They are back. Hannah looked at the screens. She could not believe it. Tay. Commander Tay is hailing us. Put him through. Tay's face appeared on the screen. He looked tired but determined. Princess Hannah, we received your distress call. You came back, Hannah whispered. After everything I said. After how we treated you. You came back. We did not come back for you, Tay said. There was no anger in his voice. Just truth. We came back for the people who cannot defend themselves. The children. The families. The innocent. Now get your remaining ships to pull back. Let us work. Hannah gave the order. The Talisian ships retreated to defensive positions around the planet. Then, Tay went to work. The human ships moved like a dance. Precise. Coordinated. They used tactics Jin had never seen. Wu had modified their ships during the journey. Added new weapons. Improved shields. The humans were outnumbered, but they were not outmatche. Tay targeted Jin's command ships first. Cut off the head, and the body will die. Human fighters moved in fast, striking with accuracy. 3 command ships exploded in the first 10 minutes. Jin's forces became disorganized. They did not know how to respond to human tactics. They expected Talisian strategies. They got something completely different. Mina organized rescue operations. Human medical ships pulled wounded Talisian pilots from destroyed craft. Saved lives even while the battle raged. The battle turned. Slowly at first, then faster. Jin's forces started to retreat. They were losing. They had not expected resistance like this. Within 2 hours, the enemy fleet was broken. Jin himself barely escaped. His invasion had failed. The humans had won. On the bridge, the Talisian officers were silent. They watched in awe as the human ships secured the area, protected the planet. Did what the Talisians could not do alone. Na's fighter was recovered. He was injured but alive. When he woke up in the medical bay, Mino was there. Welcome back, soldier, she said kindly. You came back, Na said. Tears ran down his face. You all came back. Of course we did, Mina said. We are human. We do not abandon people who need help. Tay's ship docked at the station. Hannah met him in the docking bay. She came alone, without guards or ceremony. They stood facing each other. So much between them. So much pain. So much regret. You saved us, Hannah said. After what I said to you. After how we treated you. You still saved us. I did not do it for you, Tay said again. I know. Hannah's voice broke. I know, and that makes it worse. You are a better person than I am. Than any of us are. She fell to her knees. The princess of Talos kneeled before a human. I am sorry. What I said was cruel and wrong. You were never just a tool. You were our guardian, our friend. And I threw that away because I was afraid and weak. Tay looked down at her. He could walk away now. He could let her suffer with her guilt. But that was not who he was. Stand up, princess, he said. We have things to discuss. Hannah stood. Her face was wet with tears. We will help Talos recover, Tay said. We will stay and make sure Jin does not come back. But things will be different now. Anything, Hannah said. Name your terms. No terms. A treaty between equals. Humans are not mercenaries anymore. We are partners. Full members of the coalition. We have a voice in decisions. We are respected. Yes, absolutely yes. And one more thing, Tay said. He looked directly into her eyes. You owe your people an apology, and you owe mine respect. What was said can never be unsaid, but it can be learned from. Hannah nodded. I will address the council today. And Tay, I am truly sorry. Tay did not smile, but some of the hardness left his face. I know you are. Let us rebuild together. As equals this time, news of the victory spread across Talos. People celebrated in the streets, but they also learned the truth. They learned how the humans had been treated, how they had left, how they had come back anyway. The council met. Y'all tried to make excuses, but Rena silenced them. You nearly destroyed us all with your pride and prejudice. The humans are heroes. They deserve our gratitude and our respect. The council voted unanimously this time. Humans were granted full coalition membership. Equal partners. Equal voices. Tay stood in his quarters weeks later. He was wearing his armor again, but now it bore both human and Talisian symbols. A new badge. A new rank. A new purpose. Hannah came to see him. Their relationship had changed. There was still respect, but the warmth was gone. Some things, once broken, could not be fully repaired. Walk with me? She asked. They walked through the station together. Humans and Talisians worked side by side now, repairing damage, building new defenses, learning from each other. Do you think you can ever forgive me? Hannah asked quietly. Tay thought about it. I have already forgiven you, but forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means learning and moving forward. I understand. They reached a memorial wall. Names of those who died in Jin's attack. Talisian and human names together. We lost people because I was too slow to act, Hannah said. That guilt will never leave me. Use it, Tay said. Let it make you a better leader. Let it remind you that everyone deserves dignity and respect. Hannah nodded. I will. Tay looked out at Talos Prime through the window. The planet glowed peacefully in the darkness. Safe, protected. Home to millions. It still was not his home. Not in the way he had once hoped. But it was a place he would defend. A place he cared about. A place where humans and Talisians could stand together as equals. And maybe, Tay thought, that was enough.